Africa, this continent that has suffered so much and continues to suffer. Because of the imperialists, these imperialists have only one stereotype in mind. Africa is the empire of slaves. That's how they see Africa. To them, Africans belong to them. Our lands belong to them. Our subsoils belong to them. They have never been able to change their mindset to this day. It's deplorable. How do they go about it? Unfortunately, it has been this way since the 1960s, when these sham independences were given to Africa. All they did was put local lackeys at the head, in what they considered their sub-prefectures, so they could continue to feed off them.
Yes, here we are. Greetings and welcome all of you, family, brothers and sisters. Hopefully you are doing well, you are enjoying your all day. That is Captain Ibrahim Traoré speaking not only for Burkina Faso, but speaking for an Africa that is tired of begging, Africa that is tired of loans and tired of foreign control. What Traoré is trying to do is to awakening millions of Africans. In this video, family, we are going to comment on one of powerful speech made by Captain Ibrahim Traoré, where Traoré exposed almost how Africa is being looted and how Africa looks like on the eyes of others. Others are still believing that Africa is the empire of slaves. And that's why they don't want to see a free Africa, a united Africa. But we have leaders who are also collaborating with these people. So join with me in this video. If you have something, please, you may share through the comment section. Let us now dive deep to Captain Traoré's speech. Then I will comment a little bit step by step. Then I will hear also from you. Welcome.
These local lackeys, whom we might today call parlor slaves, no, let's use other terms. They seek only to live like the master, to please the master, and to do everything the master dictates to them. They steal, they plunder our states, bring everything to the master, and their wealth is kept with the master. They do everything to live like the master and always to please him. When the master gives an order, they obey. Do you know who these parlor slaves are? Well, we're going to explain what that means. They are individuals who have absolutely no dignity whatsoever, no discernible morals, no unique personality at all, but the slave master has always known how to identify these individuals. They are always ready to betray their brothers to please the master. They have betrayed us since independence, and others continue to betray us to this day for the benefit of their master. These individuals still persist against all odds in helping the master to plunder Africa. They take pleasure in saying it every year. In their economic surveys, Burkina Faso is the poorest country, Mali is the poorest country, Niger is the poorest country. We are ranked among the lowest.
Yes, let me pause a little bit here. You know, what Traoré is saying here, he is saying that we have leaders who are pleasing their masters. We have leaders who are plundering African resources for the benefit of their masters. And they agree with President Traoré because we have leaders who are looting from their countries and hiding resources or money in Western power. You know, we have leaders who are stealing from us and then hide money in Europe, America. We have leaders, when they want to enjoy food, they go to Paris, they go to London, they go to Washington. We have leaders whom they seek, they run away to Dubai for treatment. They go to London for treatment. They go to Washington, for India, for China. If are they real leaders, why don't they improve our health sectors? Why don't they improve health systems? They cannot do that because they want to please their masters. Their masters are supplying medicine and drugs to us. So we are the market of their masters. And that's why they are not ready to see that we Africans, we can treat our people, we can improve our health sectors. They are pleasing their masters by giving our resources to their masters, by saying these are investors. You know, one day I've been saying this in this platform. In Africa, if citizens or villagers discovered minerals, the government come and say, we have get investor who will come and invest. So people have discovered resources, but the government take those resources by saying, we have get an investor who will come and invest. Just a single person can displace more than 5,000 villagers or citizens for one white man to invest. And you know, they come up with sugar-coated words. This man will provide employment. So if people have discovered minerals, why you want them to be hired by a white man? So that's what Traore is saying. These leaders, politicians, they are pleasing their masters. And one thing that, of course, Traore said, the masters, these masters have already identifying African puppets through these political parties. We have politicians, and these politics in Africa, politicians have been prepared to serve the master. That's why you see in every election, we have these observers. What are they observing? What are they observing? We see these political parties having partnership with some NGOs. Those are masters. They use political parties to put people whom they will support them to win elections to save the interest of their masters. So that's how they work. Let us finally continue with Traore. It is paining, but we have to swallow in order for us to be okay. Let us.
Very well. If we are as poor as they say, then when the time came to take responsibility, we asked these masters to leave. Why don't they want to leave? When we look at the case of Niger, for more than 40 years, certain countries have been exploiting uranium to produce energy for themselves. From Ottawa to Paris, the streets are lit up, there is light. But in Niger, what we get is darkness. When you travel through our countries, our land is riddled with holes everywhere in search of precious metals like gold. But often there isn't even a single accessible road to reach the areas where they are mining gold, let alone some basic social services. That's why we decided to rise up and take our country's destinies into our own hands.
Continue with Traore.
Very well. If we are as poor as they say, then when the time came to take responsibility, we asked these masters to leave. Why don't they want to leave? When we look at the case of Niger, for more than 40 years, certain countries have been exploiting uranium to produce energy for themselves. From Ottawa to Paris, the streets are lit up, there is light. But in Niger, what we get is darkness. When you travel through our countries, our land is riddled with holes everywhere in search of precious metals like gold. But often there isn't even a single accessible road to reach the areas where they are mining gold, let alone some basic social services. That's why we decided to rise up and take our country's destinies into our own hands.
Yes, let me pause a little bit again here to comment on what Traore has said here. Give an example of Niger, that for many years, Niger, the main supplier and producer of uranium, but that uranium is powering France If you go in the city of Paris, and we have leaders who are enjoying to go in Paris, they take selfie photos in Paris. I'm here in Paris, but they forget that Paris was made by African resources. You see, and yet in our motherland, we are living in darkness. How does this happen? Why we allow this to happen? That we have resources, and those resources are being taken by others, powering their homes, their industries, and yet we Africans remain in darkness. And then when they come, they say, you Africa, you are poor. You Africa, you are lazy. How can we Africans look lazy, looks poor, while our resources are being taken? And that's why you see leaders such as Traore have decided to take control of their own destiny. For instance, he spoke in the issue of God, that where these gods are coming from. There's no good Lord to reach in those areas. If you go, for instance, in Democratic Republic of Congo, these people, what they have done right now is they are creating strip runway in the jungle. They have created runway. So they come, they drop, they land, they take minerals, and then they take off. They are not ready to build roads that will connect the gold mines or gold areas to the areas where people are living. Let's look our infrastructure systems. Right now, we are talking about Africa Continental Free Trade areas. Do we have infrastructure that are connecting Kinshasa and Dar es Salaam? Do we have that infrastructures? We are talking about Continental Free Trade area. Do we have an infrastructure or connection between Maputo and Luanda, Angola, or Niamey and Dakar, Senegal? There's a direct connection. No. These infrastructures, if you look very keenly, it is outlet infrastructures. They're coming from where resources are to the port. That's how they're doing. So we Africans, we say we have good roads, but those good roads are coming from mainland to the ports, not to maybe to bring things inside, no, to take our resources outside. Look where the people are living, in the villages, in rural areas, where these resources are coming from. No good roads, no good bridges, no electricity, no good health care. So it looks like we have forgotten. We have forgotten. But it needs right leadership, like the leadership of Traore and his colleague Assimi Goita and Abdulrahman Chiani. I don't know if African leaders, I don't know this, and I don't know if African Union know this very well. You know, it doesn't make sense. We have these regional bodies, continental bodies. What are they doing? What are they doing? And if it is my decision, I will remove these political parts in the continent of Africa. Let us start again. Let us remove and format the entire continent. Remove these political parties, because these political parties are being used to destabilize African continent, are being used by those who want to put the puppets. But let us move on with Captain Traore.
There are many other examples, but when we made this decision, well, we were approached by certain parlor slaves sent to deliver their master's message to us. Because they had created this kind of polymer chain that rises to the heads of our states to serve them. And we came to break the chain. And that's inconceivable to them. So they politely approached us and asked us to fully fall in line and become an integral part of the elite group. The ones who are supposed to lead Africa, because they have an elite that is trained and conditioned, who must follow, who are embedded in that very chain. We refused to join their ranks. And from that moment, hostilities began. They sent people astray into our regions. Numerous mercenaries, trainers, agents came down into the Sahel, hoping to carry out barbaric, cowardly attacks against our people, hoping to incite them to revolt. On top of these attacks on the ground, there were communication attacks, manipulation, and disinformation. These are deeply rooted in their souls. But the people of the Sahel have understood, and never again will they be manipulated. They know where they come from, they know what they're doing, and they know where they're going. We will no longer allow this. People are awake, and today people are fighting, not for ourselves, but for the generations to come. And thank you to everyone for the fight that is being waged. This never makes us cry. We will not tremble. We will face it. We will fight for true independence, for our freedom. Because to frighten the people of the AES, these individuals only have 3 words in their mouths: democracy, freedom, human rights. Of course, their local representatives are only elected through a democratic, free, and transparent process, according to them, according to their values. What could be more normal than wanting to impose this on us? This because they are the ones who set the rules. Very well. We have decided to take responsibility for ourselves. That is why, on July 26, 2023, when Niger decided to turn the page, the armchair slaves and their masters got on their high horses. They put their local lackeys forward and decided to wage war against the people of Niger. So we said, whoever dares to attack Niger will have us to face, because we will wage a merciless war to the last drop of blood against anyone who dares to attack our states. This statement, this decision we made yesterday, is relevant today and will remain relevant tomorrow and forever.
Yes, Traore has spoken one thing that is very, very important. The issue of Niger, when Ablaman Chan and his team took Niger from French puppet Bazoum. This crown of West Africa, ECOWAS, threatened to invade Niger militarily at that time. Mali and Burkina Faso stood up and say, if you touch Niger, we are going to wage a war with you. You know, this is a statement. Just imagine if other countries can join Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso and say, if any country that will violate our rules, just maybe we have agreed as Africans that from now and then we want to process our natural resources. We want to manufacture our own mobile phones here. We want to manufacture our own cars here. If anyone in this continent will sell or will export our natural resources without value addition, they're going to face us. If such kind of unity can be established, I hope these countries that have puppets will end up by surrendering. You know, right now, I know it's difficult because these countries have already entered some agreement with this foreign power. For instance, now you see we have some countries hosting these foreign bases. And those foreign bases in their contracts, they're saying that if you touch this country, maybe the US base or France base will support that country. The way we have seen in Benin that French soldiers supported President Talon from the coup initiated by young soldiers in Benin. That's what they're doing. And they use Nigeria, by saying Nigeria is defending democracy. Let me ask you, what democracy Nigeria is defending for? You can see that Tinubu and his whole people have been used by a small guy standing somewhere there. And that's why sometimes I see we Africans, we have to sit down to ask our question. It's just a difficult question. Who are we? Why is it possible for a little white man to control these old men? You find a young white man in Europe dictating the old men in Africa, like someone in Nigeria. Someone in France can dictate an old man in Nigeria. Go and send troops in Benin. You are defending democracy. Which democracy are you defending? You, Nigeria, you are suffering with insurgents. Boko Haram. Who is training Boko Haram? Who is sponsoring Boko Haram? So I think Traore is speaking very, very well. And the message is very clear. The problem that we have, we have ages. There are some people who have above 40 in Africa. Not all of them, some of them, above 40. And many of them are in the decision making. They're in government. These people, I don't know what they think about this continent. They're not thinking about the future of this continent. They are thinking about their stomachs. If you go back to the generation of Kwame Nkrumah and his colleague, Mwalimu Nyerere, Milton Obote, Modibo Keita, Sam Nujoma, Nelson Mandela, you can see the courage within those leaders. Come to the third generation, you will find that all these third generation are betrayers. And the mistake that we did is to take these people to acquire education, to be sponsored, not to acquire education, to be sponsored. You know, these people, they can lead in Africa, study in Africa. When they reach some stages, these masters give them scholarship. And from there, after getting scholarship, when they come back, they come as another people. It's like a snake. They remove their own cover and come up with a new shape. These people are like amoeba or chameleon. They change at any time. And we should not be a begging continent. Right now you see America is cutting head. Trump is cutting head. Maybe this health aid, USAID has been shut down. You see Africans lamenting. There's no reason for we Africans to lament for the aid supplied by America. But if we are serious, we have resources. We have to say we will use gold to sponsor healthcare. We'll use diamond to sponsor maybe education. We will use uranium to sponsor or to fund power. We will use coltan to do this. We have huge. What we lack is light mind. Those who are in power, they have no ideas. And those who have outside, they have ideas. So let us conclude with this segment of Traore. Then I will come back for conclusion.
Thus, the AES was established on September 16, 2023, within a framework of mutual defense. But we deemed it necessary to extend and expand the architecture of the AES. What brings us together today should allow us to move forward into other areas. In addition to defense, notably finance and the economy, infrastructure, health, education, in short, and more. I therefore hope that this moment will be for us a story that we will write for the AES, but above all for Africa and for the entire world. May God enlighten each and every one of us. May God inspire us in these tasks entrusted to us. And above all, that as we carry out all our work, we keep in mind one thing only, the supreme interest of our people. With that, we pray once again to the good Lord that He may accompany us all in our various tasks and protect our fighters, who, thanks to them, allow us to sit here and discuss the future of our states. So once again, thank you, people of Niger. Be united and show solidarity, people of the AES, homeland or death.
Yes. Homeland or death. May God protect all of us, the people of Africa, who want this continent to move in the right direction, who want this continent to control their resources. Traore has spoken almost everything, but all in all, it needs all of us, the people of Africa, to support these leaders. If you listen to them, you see they have vision and they want changes in this continent. But changes cannot be achieved or cannot come if we, the citizens and the people of Africa, will not support these leaders. Because sometimes we Africans or we other people, citizens, who are betraying these leaders. For instance, we have good examples who betrayed Patrice Lumumba, Thomas Sankara, even Gaddafi. These leaders that we have right now, some of them, they betrayed Gaddafi. So we have such kind of people. But all in all, we, the current generation, let us, everyone, say, in my generation, in my life, have done this to help the continent of Africa. If everyone can do something, even a little, to make sure that you contributed positive to your mother continent, Africa, in a few years to come, things will be okay. These leaders need to be protected. We know that imperialists, they are not sleeping. They are trying to find every way to remove these leaders from power. Traore has survived more than 30 assassination attempts. Goita also survived. So you can see that they want to take them out. And the reason behind is because these leaders are awakening. These leaders are awakening Africans. Just imagine, within 2 years of the alliance of sciences, they have succeeded to have their own bank, to have their own biometric passport, to have their own biometric passport, their own army. Okay, their own army. Let's now they have their own army. But African Union for 60 years has no army, no standby army. African Union has no bank. Maybe we have this Africa Development Bank, Africa, yeah. But that's the shareholders are France, shareholders are Japanese, US. So we want the bank that shareholders are Africans. It doesn't make sense. We have share. I don't mean that you don't need to work with others, to collaborate with others. No. Let me ask you: is African Union a shareholder of the Bank of America? Is African Union a shareholder of the Bank of Europe? Is African Union a shareholder of the bank in China and Russia? If not, why we Africans shareholders are coming from outside? So the time has come for we Africans to come together, to unite and support these leaders. If we can support these leaders, I'm sure achievement will come within a short time. Within a short time, we can see changes and success. But because we are working individually, we are divided, we don't see each other as brothers and sisters, and we are betraying each other. That's why sometimes you see that we are still remaining on that point. And that's why right now you see the Alliance of Sahel States is growing faster than the African Union. If the Alliance of Sahel States will stay for 15 years, many things will change. Many things will change on the ground. So we need Africans to come together, to unite, to support each other. There's no reason for Africans to be a begging continent. There's no reason for Africa to be a poorest continent. The time has come to end this issue. The issue of poverty, the issue of wars. It is possible. Because if we can unite, those who are fighting are not coming from maybe Mars or from Jupiter or from the moon or from the sun or from the heaven. Those who are fighting are Africans. They are living in our communities. But if we can unite, educate them, tell them, stop what you're doing, it's nonsense, we can rescue this continent. So, family, let me leave you with good word of the late Prime Minister of Congo, Patrice Emery Lumumba. He said, the day will come when the history of Africa will be written by Africans themselves. And the history not to be written from Brussels, from London, Paris, or Washington. And now the history is being written from Bamako, Mali, Niamey, Niger, as well as from Ouagadougou, Burkina Faso. Let us support and be part of the history writers. All of us, let us join these leaders. So, thank you. Have a nice time. Have a nice holiday. See you next time in other video. Do not forget to subscribe if you are new in this platform, and if you have already subscribed, please share the video and also like the video. Thank you. Have a nice time.
Thank you, Africa, Mama Africa. Oh, yeah. You make African great. Thank you, Africa. Thank you, Africa.